Hey everybody, how you doing out there? For those of you watching us on internet land through Facebook, social media, Twitter, Instagram, maybe you saw a Pinterest post, maybe you saw something on YouTube. Somehow or another you came online and you're watching us right now. So we want to welcome you to this Dream Team Google Hangout. We have a number of people that are just jumping on right now. We had a last minute emergency with one of our team members who had to take care of some business. So we apologize for the late start, and we're just here to get this on off and rocking. We're so excited about all the great things that are rolling out with DS Domination, and DS Domination is just an amazing platform where the average person can come on board with little or no experience with anything to do with eBay, PayPal, Amazon. As myself, I had zero experience, and now I've been in the game for about, I would say, going on 9 months, and I have learned so much. My mind is equipped, and it's because of those that you see down below in this panel and many, many more. We are members of the Dream Team. If you've seen this logo anywhere on Facebook, this D and this T in red, that is who we are. We are the Dream Team. There are thousands of us upon the nation throughout the world, and we've created our own assembly and team within DS Domination, and we are rocking things. We are seeing so many people have great success. We are seeing those out there that are just like myself come on board off the streets, and within 3 to 6 months of diligent drop shipping, now they're at a place where they're able to either match the income that they're making at home or even replace the income that they're making at home. And no, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but I will tell you, with diligent learning and diligent application of the training we provide at Dream Team through DS Domination, the average person could become a six-figure earner in 3 to 6 months, 9 months. It's all up to you. But the great thing about this is you don't have to go out there and try to sell people anything. It's skills you learn, and it's the click of your mouse with your finger, and learning the whole game. So there it is right there. I just want to give everybody a welcome, and go ahead and start it off with I'm going to be turning this over to my good friend Ajayi. I'm just gonna pronounce your name Ajayi. Is that am I pronouncing it correct, brother?
No, close. It's a
Did I
job.
butcher it?
You guys call me Mr. Carter. I'm sorry I'm late. Like Freddie was saying, not a get rich quick scheme. You gotta put work into it. If you don't put work into it, you don't get nothing, out of it. And that's being honest with you. I've been with the Dream Team and DS Domination since March 29th, and I have to say, it's been, a growing process. I'm learning things every day, and my sales are starting to pick up. So the future looks bright. A couple of us got, Genesis. I had my first product up a couple days ago, so I'm excited about that. And just basically you gotta want it. Nothing in this world is gonna be given. I love the work that I do because it's fun. I know I'm making money. I'm starting to get ching-chings like almost every day, so that's a blessing. Can't be
Well,
mad.
hey, Mr. Carter, I got a question for you, man. I had the opportunity to meet you in Las Vegas, and you're a great guy. I knew little about you, but when you were introduced to DS Domination, what was the first thing you thought whenever you heard the model and you heard the plan and how it works? That you didn't have to go out there, get a living room full of your best friends and annoy them with some kind of wonder product. That this was something you can do online without telling anybody. How did that make you feel when you first heard about it?
Oh, it made me feel good coming from the company. I'm not gonna say their name. This particular company wanted me to do, housewarmings and go bug my folks, and go run off friends and all that stuff, call lists and when I heard this, I was like, copy and paste. Oh yes, I need that. How do I get started? I thought it was gonna be like $100 to $200 a plus, but when they told me it was, basically 1995, I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist.
Well,
Been a blessing.
Mr. Carter, when you got on board with DS Domination, did you have any previous experience? Like, were you already some kind of titanium power seller on eBay? You know, were you already rocking thousands of dollars? You know, or did you have little or no experience getting on board?
I ain't have none. I mean, I didn't even know where to start, you know, to start selling on eBay. You know, from what little that I heard of eBay, I thought you needed a product right in your house. But come to find out, you didn't need no products at your house. You know, I didn't know nothing about that. And that's the truth. You don't need the product. All you need to do is know how to copy and paste and drop ship. Very easy. You know,
Exactly.
a couple of people that cause I'm being honest with y'all, I'm at the VA, I'm trying to handle some business and stuff going on with my claim. And a couple of people, you know, asked me about it, you know, this past week. And, you know, I told them all you do is copy and paste. I said, basically, yeah, I'm the middleman for right now. But, you know, they got a wonderful platform and the sky's the limit because we all know who all went to Vegas, what Roger said. We only at the bottom of the mountain. So they got 5 years worth of stuff. So I'm very excited.
Well, that's exciting,
That's
Mr. Carter. I'm gonna ask you just one more question right now, and it's when you got on board, you know, how did it make you feel because of the fact that you immediately began to see the cha-chings or hear the cha-chings? You know, you said you were in previous things, and we don't need to mention names, but, you know, you probably went through a long season of, you know, hoping something to happen in your previous company, and then you jump on DS Domination, and all of a sudden, immediately, almost, you know, the cha-chings are coming and profits coming. How did you feel about that?
I felt good. When I first got with DS Domination, I didn't, you know that I was on the dream team until me and my sponsor, Travis, didn't know until like about I say a couple days before we went to Vegas. And so after Vegas, that's when we start getting all the tips and everything. And May was kind of slow, you know, but I still was, you know, grinding it out. June picked up a little, but July been excellent. You know, I can't wait for August. You know, it's a wonderful feeling. I ain't got to bug people. They gotta look at me crazy.
Well, Mr. Carter, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and it's great to have you on the Dream Team. You're an important asset. I've been watching you on the Facebook team and the private up in there in the Dream Team. I've been watching your success and hearing all your cha-chings and, you know, celebrating with you. So you got the shirt. He's representing. He's got the hat. The man's on fire. Thank you for bringing that to the team. You're an important asset. And next, we're going to go over to Amy. Amy, I had the opportunity and privilege to also meet in Las Vegas. And if you know Amy, Amy is a woman that has goals. She has vision, and she does not play games. And I wanted to start off by asking Amy a question that goes like this, because see, I see Amy working within the Dream Team, and she's doing great things as far as team building. You know, she's doing she's doing it all. She's doing drop shipping. She's making great profits drop shipping. But then she's also introducing this opportunity to many people, and the people that are joining her and building up this large team, she's making an immense profit in that avenue as well. So I'll ask her a couple of questions about drop shipping. But first, I want to just ask her, you know, Amy, you're a team builder, and I see you're not just bringing people on board and showing them the opportunity and recruiting them, but you're also placing things in front of them to help develop their skills so they can have more success. How does the Dream Team put you in a place where you can actually be a leader of so many people?
Well, that's a really good question. Thanks, Freddie. But also, I just want to give a shout out to all you guys, and Tommy and Freddie and Carly and Mr. What were we going to do? What did we decide? Mr. Carter and Andrew and everybody. We're here hanging out tonight, having a really good time, as we do tend to do on the Dream Team. But really, the tools that the Dream Team give me to help me bring in a lot of people and just kind of show them the way, it's endless. And I've been in a lot of different companies, and we don't even have time to list half of those. But the tools here and the leadership and Kenya and Trent and the tools on the Dream Team training website and our group, like our massive, awesome group on Facebook, and some really cool things that the team has coming out here in the next couple days, next couple weeks. those are the tools that help me do what I need to do, and which is just kind of show people the way, show them the training. So all that stuff is here to support me and to support each and every one of you.
Right, exactly. And I see that you're utilizing all the training within the Dream Team. You're plugging people that you're introducing to the system into the team, and you're showing them all the steps. Now, tell me, how does it feel to know that you don't have to spend 24 hours talking to hundreds of people and teaching them how to actually do the actual process of drop shipping, and that it's actually just in the average training when you log into your back office account? What do you think about all that training and all the modules that Roger, Hitesh, and Kevin has placed there for us? How does it help you make money on the drop shipping side alone, away from introducing this to people?
It helps a lot, actually, because my story and how I got here is really, really different from everybody else. I've been on eBay for about 11, 12 years. I'm a gold top-rated power seller, whatever, all that stuff. And I used to spend around $10,000, $15,000 a month on overhead, just buying product from China, from wherever, having it shipped here to my house and storing it here. And shipping it, and just dealing with just all that kind of stuff. And I did it for a long time. I've sold over $1 million on eBay that way, but it was really hard. I was working about 80 hours a week. I didn't know what I was doing. Every single day I was learning something new, and then they turn around and change it. And it was just crazy. It was some of the hardest periods of my life. And when I found DSD, I kicked myself, and I was like, what have I been doing this whole time? It's phenomenal, because you know, when you're doing eBay and you're home with your kids and your life is yours, people see that and they ask you all the time, what are you doing and how are you doing it and can I do it? And they couldn't, because I couldn't teach them, and nobody wanted to spend $15,000. Nobody was stupid enough to spend $15,000 a month on overhead and hope that they would sell it on eBay that month. And so I couldn't teach anybody and train anybody and help anybody, and that really sucked, because that's like what I'm passionate about. And is teaching people and showing them, you know, how to do it. So with DSD, we have the modules, we have the training all right there. It's so simple. And one of the things that I love about this is, you know, people can say, you know, oh, this isn't working for me, or this XYZ business, I can't sell this shake or whatever it is, because like I suck and I'm just not good at this and whatever. With DSD, it really just doesn't have anything to do with you and what your skill set is and what your background is. You just need to watch the video, and you need to list some stuff. And if it's not working out, it's the algorithm. It's not you. So you just kind of have to do some more training, kind of reset everything, and just kind of go from there. And that really is a foundation that everybody, we have 12-year-olds who are doing this, and any walk of life, everybody from anywhere can do this. And that's what I love about it. That's why I'm here and doing it, having fun.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly why you see Amy posting on her Facebook. If you're following her, you're seeing all the success and all the screenshots, and you see all the relationships she's building with people, you know, and you want to know why, you know, the back of her house looks like a very, very nice place to sit at. That's probably her office in her house, and I'm sure the rest of her house looks like it's pretty nice. I can tell you it's because she got some cash flow that's coming in through DS Domination. And she's just an overall great leader, and she inspires me. She inspires many of the people that I'm introducing to DS Domination. She's a tremendous leader. So once again, thank you, Amy, for joining us on this Hangout and sharing your story.
Thank you.
All right, well, next we have right here, we're going to be going to Andrew. Andrew, are you online? All I see is just your picture. I want to make sure you're there.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. You got two profiles going down there, but I see.
I don't know. I'm on this. I'm sorry. I'm on this hotel Wi-Fi right now, so we'll.
No, it's all good. You got the business look, and then you got the DS look, and we got the best of both of you. So go ahead, Andrew. I'm going to ask you just, you know, how long have you been involved in DS Domination?
Well, I got an email. I was on somebody's email list about DS Domination last September 2013, and I was actually at an airport, and I was on one of those delays, and I had got this email. I'm like, and I watched the sales video. I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy. And then and 95 or whatever, but I was like, well, let's do it. It's only $20. and I just started listing at the airport, and by the next day on a Saturday, I made 2 sales. I'm like, wow, this is
Wow.
and then I'm like going through the training and then like sending it out, and by the end of the weekend, I made either 4 or 5 sales. And I'm just like, this is cool. I don't have to. Can you guys hear me? Is it working?
We can hear you. We can tell
Okay.
you're on hotel Wi-Fi, but we can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead, keep going.
All right. And over the weekend, I'm like, yeah, it's 4 or 5 sales, but nobody else can do this. I'm a single guy living at home. This will be my thing. I don't have to share this with anybody. And then a couple friends of mine, like, invited me out to eat, and I was just like, okay. And these friends of mine have 4 kids at home, working full time, didn't have a lot of money. I wasn't gonna tell them what. I'm not gonna try and recruit anybody. This is my thing. And of course, while we're eating at D-Dubs, my cha-chings, and I start, well, I'm kind of doing this eBay thing, man. I don't want to like try and get you guys, because I was on their team in my other MLM, so I was like, I felt bad about, now I'm going to try and recruit them. So they ended up, well, so I was talking to my buddy Chris. He's like, well, Danny, she does eBay. So I was like, okay, well, here's the link. You guys can join it. I'm not recruiting you though. So they signed up, and she was had a newborn and 3 other kids, and she does better than me now. So I'm kind of jealous. So I got to step it up a little bit, and but I've been doing really well. It's just you do so well in this that you get kind of lazy. It's just like, okay, and then like you start listing again, and then more sales come. So that there's so many different ways to make money. I have every product now with DS Domination. There's Genesis, which we just got at the event, where we're starting to be able to source from wholesale places like way out in China, and if you're scared of them, there's U.S. wholesale places. So I've made a couple shipments from those places, and I'm doing DS Genesis, and I'm focusing on that right now.
Hey Andrew, I want to ask you this: how long total have you been involved in DS Domination?
Since September 2013.
Okay, so September. So what, about going on 9 months?
Yes.
About 9 months. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just go ahead. Now that you've heard his story, the guy signed up. He lists some items up in the airport and gets cha-chings right off the bat, and then he goes home over the weekend and got 5 more cha-chings waiting. Money's just coming in. Friends are just like, what are you doing? And he's not having to chase him down, have parties, or try to go and pull him in by the fish hook. They're asking him. They're chasing him rather than him chasing them. And we see 9 months later the process. Now he's talking about Genesis. Well, we're here to introduce to those of you that are not even involved in DS Domination at the level of pro for $19.95 Amazon, eBay. Then 9 months later, you hear him talking language like Genesis and listing from China, and making 15K a month, 10K a month. People doing Genesis right now are making 50, 60K a month. That right there is just mind-blowing. And if you're sitting here listening to this kind of conversation, understand right now that this guy here, he come in not knowing anything, having some cha-chings, then going all the way through the funnel and getting to the very end of this, and that's the goal. So there is a stepping process that you take from just learning and understanding the basics, and then go into a place where you're actually learning so much. And that's the thing about it. This is so easy, and most people, the reason why they're not making money doing this is because they just don't know. But once you know, the light turns on, then you have the ability to get started. And with everything we have provided in the platform, I'm going to ask one more question, Andrew. Is that the training that Roger teaches, when you're watching these training modules, what is the easiest thing? Okay, how can I say this? When you're watching this, what about it makes it so easy for you to follow? The easiest thing about it that makes it easy to follow?
What makes it easy is there's a process. There's a process from he teaches how to find objects to sell, and then once you find them, how to put them on eBay in a way that your listing gets seen, and your competitors that may be doing the same type of drop shipping stuff, theirs aren't going to be seen. And it's just like it's something you just wouldn't think of if you're not getting trained by it. It's not going to happen.
And I'm pretty sure you're taking advantage of all the software that's in the back office that helps to rank your items at the top. Isn't it? Go ahead and just say something about that.
Oh, there is software that is DS exclusive that will view the keywords to put in your descriptions that if someone wants to put brown or is looking for a brown office chair, your listing is on the front page.
Right.
Even if it's a higher price, and you just get sales. And it's just speechless. It's hard to explain, but the software helps you title it, so the thinking is out of it.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The guy can't even explain what he's trying to say because he's so easy.
And one thing, Freddie, and this last month I was overseas. I was working 50, 60 hours a week with my other job, but working part-time, made over $5,000 profit. So I think it was pretty good for not really being, it's not like other business opportunities where if you have to go do other stuff, your team disappears. The team is your eBay. So
you guys hear the giddiness in his voice? Like I noticed a number of things that just took place right now. He got giddy. He forgot what he was saying. Hold on, where's my screen at? There I am, right there. He got giddy. He forgot what he was saying, and I'll tell you why. It's because first of all, he's already at an all-time high. Hold on, real quick. Something's going on with my camera. Anyways, you can still see the vibrations in my voice in my wife's picture. So, anyways, he's talking and he's already excited. He's high. Then I ask him about the software in the back office, what he thinks about it. He starts stuttering. He's and it's because he's so excited. When can you tell me that what you're doing right now, you got re-excited? Most people jump into MLM businesses, right? And at first they're excited. So excited they spend $999 in their entire paycheck, their entire rent for their apartment, their entire car payment to join the opportunity, and they're excited. And then the next week you see them, they're depressed, broke, busted, and disgusted. And here he is, he got re-excited because I talked about some software. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from Andrew. The guy's on fire. Thank you for sharing that story. We're going to move on. And
Thanks,
I love seeing what you're doing, Andrew. Thank you.
Thanks.
But, well, man, this is an on-fire lineup. I feel like just fired up talking right now. I have Carly. I'm going to introduce to everybody. Now, Carly is an inspiration to me. I mean, like, I am drop shipping, right? My wife and I, we're both drop shipping. We're seeing success. But, like, every time I see Carly's success, her success is just, like, on top of a mountain. And I'm on top of a mountain, but then I'm like, there's another mountain? Well, that's where Carly's living up. She's right here drop shipping. She's making a significant amount of money shipping with eBay. She's building a team. There's a lot I can say. But I want to introduce Carly and welcome you to the Google Hangout, and just say welcome.
Thank you, Freddie. As always, I love doing Hangouts with you.
Well, hey, Carly, I got a question to ask you. Yeah. When I see you, because of how successful you are drop shipping on a higher level than me, I'm realizing that what you're doing is not really hard. It's just that I don't know. So when you are doing what you're doing and you have someone out there watching this Hangout and they know you, and or maybe someone introduced them and invited them to this Hangout and they're watching it for that reason, what would you tell them about how easy it is to become a regular citizen in the city to becoming like a big-time financial dropship baller?
Okay, well, I can tell you when I started with DS Domination, I had never sold on eBay ever in my life. I was always the type that bought on eBay. So I was very nervous in the beginning. I'm not even going to try to pretend I wasn't. But after watching the training the first time, mind you, I rewatch the videos all the time. To keep it fresh in my mind, and sometimes, as time progresses, I have figured out that, I forgot about that. So, rewatching the videos, it makes the mindset stick in real well.
Right.
So I was real nervous in the beginning, and I did it very, very part-time for the first couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
After the first notification I got on my phone, I was beyond excited. I danced. I was screaming. I'm not even kidding you. And it's funny because I've been in this 6 months now, and almost 6 months, and I do the exact same thing every time my phone goes off. It's like the first time every time. It's just so awesome. And the training is so user-friendly. I mean, he's giving you step-by-step directions. Do this, don't do this, use this, and the software in the back office, wow. You know, I'm all the way up in Genesis right now, but like I say, I'm still using Pro. I'm still using the other ones. I use every product when I list. So it's just the absolute easiest thing I've ever done. You know, I mean, I spent about 3 years in network marketing, and I really sucked at it. You know, everybody knows this. But I had gotten to a point where I was done with the whole network marketing thing, and I was just, okay, I'm done. Go back to what I know. So when I was introduced to DS Domination, and I watched the the overview video, I was like, oh wow, that would work. You know, I was like, God, why didn't I think of that?
Well, you know, Carly, most people, they don't like to get involved with multi-level marketing because nobody, including myself nor my wife, like to ever be rejected. And would you say that a lot of the reason why you shied away from traditional MLMs is because of maybe rejection?
Bingo. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're probably blown away and ecstatic the fact that you have to tell a single person.
After you run out of family and you run out of friends, and after you pay for leads and they still say no, yeah, you've had enough.
Well, you know that's amazing you said that, Carly, because everyone who's listening to you who's in DS Dominations, they're nodding their head like, yeah, I know what that's about. Now I'm representing the DSD. Now I'm representing
normal thing, I know.
Well, then there's people out there that are not in DSD that are watching right now that are considering, or they're on the fence of joining, and they're like, their mouth's watering as if they're looking at a steak.
Yeah.
They're like, that's down. I hope they're not lying. I pray that they're telling the truth. That's what people are thinking right now. So,
my thing is what do you have to lose? $20?
Yeah.
Everybody has. There is not one person on this earth that does not have $20.
You know what, Carly? Actually, it's not even $20. It's $19.95. Well, hey, Carly. You know what? Before we wrap this up and go on to our next panelist, I have to ask you this because you just said right now you're afraid of rejection. Now that makes absolutely no sense because you have recruited and used the affiliate side of DS Domination and have brought in like a shipload of people, and they're on your team, and you're making a good amount of income stream coming in from the people you've recruited. That makes no sense to me that you were not wanting to do anything because of rejection. Here you are now recruiting. How did that happen? What did Dream Team do to you to cause you to become a recruiter?
I can give you one word that made it different. Leadership. Being with the Dream Team, coming from a different network marketing company where I didn't have a lot of success, the right leadership and the right support will help you grow into a leader yourself. And I will be forever thankful for every single person in the Dream Team because I would not be the person I am today without all of you.
You know, that's touching, and that's just, I feel warm all over. You know, it's so true, honestly. When you join anybody who's in the Dream Team, again, you've seen this on Facebook, this logo right here. When you join someone on Dream Team, you have immediate free access to thousands and thousands of dollars of training on the affiliate side and the drop shipping side, and you don't have to pay a single dollar for it. There's actually people who are not in Dream Team who are actually paying monthly for access to what we get for free. So if you've been considering jumping on board and you're out there watching people like Carly and Amy and Mr. Carter and Andrew and Tommy, then you really, really, really want to get on board, not with just those below panelists, but whoever recruited you from Dream Team, because you get that free access. And that's why we see Carly tearing it up, recruiting, doing something she used to be afraid of, because we don't do the same kind of things everyone else does. We don't chase people, they chase us. Is that right, Carly?
That is so right.
Well, thank you, Carly. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I'll see you on the next Hangout. Thank you for being on board tonight. You always bring a lot of love to the team, and we appreciate you.
No problem.
Well, next, I'm going to introduce to everybody Tommy Rodriguez. Tommy Rodriguez is online right now. He's a member of the Dream Team. And Tommy, I want to welcome you and ask you just personally, how long have you been a part of the Dream Team, DS Domination? When did you get started, and how did you get started?
I've actually been in the company since August 2013. But I had other focuses that I was doing, so I was still working those businesses, and it really wasn't until 2014 that I really started digging in the last maybe 5 months or so. Digging into the eBay training and everything, and I actually got started because Trent called me off YouTube, one of my YouTube videos. He saw me, called me up, and was talking about DS. I'm like, man, I just got started in something else, and I'm trying to market him my business because he's calling me. And you know, me and him, we just stayed connected, and we connected on Facebook. And after a little bit, I really started looking into it. And I was really just seeing like the eBay aspect of everything. And I've been online for over 2 years. I recruited hundreds and hundreds of people and built large teams, but the problem was duplication. So after I really took a hard look at this, I was like, this just seems like something I could, you know, put people in, and the chances of winning is like, I mean, it seems like almost 100%. So for the last, I don't know, I'd say about 4 or 5 months, I'd probably been digging into the eBay training, recruiting, maybe for the last 2.5, 3 months, maybe very part-time. I don't know. I mean, what was the third question? You asked the third question. I'm ADD, so you might have to repeat yourself.
No, man, don't worry about it. The doctors try to tell me that I'm ADD too. You actually answered the questions. Now, I see that you've been involved in other things in the past, and you probably have that. I'm not sure. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But maybe if you're like me, and maybe those on the panel below, you have this taste that follows you that other people have in their mouth when they look at you is, what are they doing now, and are they going to try to get me on board? Did you experience any of that coming into DSD? And if you did, how did you handle it?
Personally, for me, gonna be honest, I really didn't experience that because I've been around March 4, 2012, a little over 2 years and some change, and I had a main company that I was in for about 19 months without any other business opportunities.
Right.
So I've overall been in maybe about 2 or 3. This is actually my third one. A lot of my following, they trust me, and they know that if I put my name on it, for the most part, and I'm gonna say most part because last company I kind of regret, but we're not gonna jump into that.
Yeah.
And they trust my judgment. So if I put my name behind something, you know, you're gonna best believe that it's gonna be good.
So those that you have introduced to DS Domination so far, I'm sure they're very, very happy that you did, right?
Oh yeah, I can tell you right now, building big teams is cool. It's great, but the problem is, it's no fun if you're the only one making a high 5-figure or whatever income per month. You always want your teams to be successful, and in DS, the people that I brought in that are actually putting in the work, you know, they're really just excited about upgrading because they're making money. So for me, that's always a big thing, is that I've been in companies where, you know, you kind of wanted people to upgrade just because, you know, you want them to make commission, and yeah, you want them to get the training. But with this, I feel people are more excited about upgrading because they're making money. They want that knowledge. They want that training. They want the golden nuggets. They want to learn more. And to me, it helps me sleep better at night. And at the end of the day, This is one of a kind opportunity where you can make money, recruit or not. You have the eBay training, and you know, I got almost 135 people or something like that, right, part time, that I brought in, and more than half of them are just customers, and there's maybe only about maybe 15 people that are affiliates. So to me, that's good numbers. I like seeing that stuff.
That's amazing. You know, Tommy, I feel the vibe from you. You're a team leader, and if I didn't know about DS Domination, just based upon how you're talking with confidence and you know what you're talking about, I would have no problem joining up with you. And thank you for jumping on this hangout. We appreciate you, man.
No problem, man. Glad to be here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to a wrap up here, but before we do, I know my wife has been here. She's been a little bit quiet. I'm going to actually do little questions to my wife right here, even though she's right here in front of me and I know everything about her. This is my wife's first hangout. She's excited. She doesn't have any experience with network marketing previous when it comes to drop shipping, but she's had a lot of success in just in life in general, and she saw the potential in this. And I'm going to ask my wife, Priscilla, when you got on board with DS Domination, I'm the one that initially signed this up. Tell everybody out there what you thought about me jumping on board with this. Were you scared? Were you excited? Tell away.
Well, I just remember that day I had gotten in contact with Kenyon. I was really curious about eBay, and I didn't know anything about drop shipping, but you know, I used to go to yard sales and buy stuff real cheap and sell them on eBay. That's as much as I did on eBay. And so when I saw Kenyon doing this, I followed her from our other company. You know, she says, jump on this hangout or this call tonight. Well, my husband, we hadn't talked all day because I was working night shift, he was working day shift. So when I woke up, he had this mad look on his face, and he had joined this company, and he was really mad. And I remember we fought over $20 because we were struggling so bad. But then it's crazy because about an hour passed. Even though I was mad, I was like, where's the link? You know, give it to me. And so I'm the one that initially like jumped on board. I stayed up all night listing, watching all the videos. I was like, this better work, because I hadn't worked for 5 years, and when we were in this really dark place in our life, I had to work, and I wanted to stay home, so I worked the night shift. So I was determined to make this work because I was tired of working nights. And so I listed, and maybe a couple days later, you know, I heard that cha-ching, and I go, hey, guess what? I made my first sale. And he's like, well, how much? He kind of rolled his eyes. I said, I made $5. And he's like, that's it? And I was like, well, that's good enough for a Filiberto burrito. It's like, you know, I was happy, and we just kept doing it, and just it kept growing, and I was so thankful. It took about 3 months, and we matched the pay for me to quit that job. So I really thank God for DS.
Well, Priscilla, whenever I jumped on board and you saw that I was upset that I spent some of our last money to join, even though it was only $19.95, it was probably like the last money in our account. Even though we did that, and you saw the frustration in me, and you knew I was frustrated because I was mad at myself for doing something else, another thing. Well, you know, what made you rise up and say, I'm going to do this, whether he doesn't do this or not?
Like I said, I hated working nights. I wanted to be able to homeschool my kids. I wanted to be able to get where we were financially, because we did pretty good in our other company, but it just wasn't stable. So I knew how to live that life of like getting out of debt and getting, you know, financially stable. And so I saw it in eBay because it's so simple. And like my husband said, it's only $19.95. Like, what do we have to lose? I made that back in like a week. And so when we joined, even though I was upset at first, I was determined to prove to my husband that this worked. And he jumped on board about a month later, and he was excited, started listing stuff. And I think the awesome opportunity about this is I'm not a good recruiter. I've recruited about 5 or 6 people personally. My husband's recruited our whole team. I like it because I love doing the eBay part. I love going on there, and I love listing. I love to learn all that stuff. So it was so easy for me to do that. And whenever we were in our other company, it was kind of like my husband was the more that was shining because I really wasn't a recruiter. I did my best.
And it was based off recruiting.
Yeah, and it was based off recruiting. So eBay gave me the opportunity to match his pay, and I told him even this week, you know what, you're making $500-600 off all these people joining for Genesis or whatever. I said, well, I'm going to match you this week with the drop shipping. And sure enough, I get a cha-ching, and I made $500 just off one. So I really love eBay.
Well, okay, well, let me ask you this, Priscilla. You know, this is a good question to ask because many women, and some men, but majority women that desire to be stay-home moms, to stay home with their children, that's my wife. And that's you. Your desire is to stay home and not just be a stay-home mom, but actually homeschool. She's been homeschooling all of our kids. None of our kids have gone to public school, and we take pride in that. Well, your goal is to homeschool and to be a stay-home mom. Well, when we got involved in DS Domination, I was doing a sales rep job for Arizona Exterminating, and she was doing graveyard shift, graveyard, a place of death. I'm going to just put that in there, a place of death. Graveyard. Okay, you're doing graveyard, working at Walmart, putting boxes on the shelf, coming home exhausted. She'd come home around 8 in the morning, and I would leave at 8 in the morning and be gone all day. So you were lifting boxes and you were putting stuff on the shelf, coming home exhausted, and then our kids, all three of our kids, 7 years old, 3 years old, and 2-year-old, all awake. When you get home, they're hungry. They want to play games. They want to jump on you. They want to take all whatever energy you have left. Now, most women right now, or most people that are listening, they'll say, well, I would love to do all that stuff, but I'm just too busy. How did you do it? You know, you only slept 5-4 hours a day, and you still drop shipped?
Well, yes, it was just determination. When I'd get home from my shift, I was tired, but I was still kind of awake, and I told myself, I'm going to dedicate either 30 minutes to an hour to list items. And that's all I really had because, you know, once I hit the pillow, I was out for like 2 hours. And then, you know, I'm up trying to homeschool my kids. And usually in the evening I'd be, you know, sleeping. So, like, it was a sacrifice, but it was a doable sacrifice. So anybody that's out there that says they don't have time, well, just give 30 minutes. List, you know, the training says it takes about a good 4 minutes to list. Well, do, you know, however much that is in the hour that you have or 30 minutes. And you will succeed, you know, take little steps. And that I was just determined to get out of that job because I couldn't take it anymore. So I was really happy that I was able to do that.
Well, in closing, Priscilla, and this is something that's hard for me to say as the man of my house and the husband of my whole home, but I'm going to be real for those of you out there because I care more about your success than how I feel, and if it breaks me as a man to say what I'm about to say, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Priscilla, we had 2 eviction notices, and you know, we were hiding our car in our garage, and we were afraid of them taking our car. A few times the guy would knock on the door to give us an eviction notice, and as a man I would turn around to my children and say, kids, shh, please be quiet, don't say a word. Priscilla, get them, take them back there, put them in the bedroom. I don't want this man to hear. And the kids are like, Daddy, someone's here. And I'm like, no, that's nobody. That's the eviction man, or that they're after our car. And we went through that right before DS Domination blew up. Now, in closing, I want to ask one more question to you. Explain the transformation, not so much that DS Domination, but the transformation that has taken place in you as a woman. How do you feel coming from that to this?
I feel really blessed. I mean, I was doing our taxes at the beginning of the year, and to see how much money we made last year was just like, it hurt, because we went from making, you know, about 70, 80,000 the year before to like basically living off nothing. We had to get our 401k out to just survive, and from where we are now to, I mean, it's just an amazing transformation, because I was looking at the figures and I told my husband, even just yesterday, I go, wow, I go, we're a few thousand away from being 6-figure earners, and I was just like amazed at how fast it happened. I mean, I've only been in, we've only been in DS since September of last year, and it just feels great that we're leaving a legacy for our kids. Our kids are going to have to go through what we went through, and it's secure. It's more secure than I've done MLMs. I've done a couple of them, and this is like the most secure thing that I've ever done. And even my kids are wanting to drop ship, and that makes me happy because I don't want our kids to ever have to go through what we have went through. And so I'm very thankful for DS.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, man. There you have it. I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that there's something out there that's real, that doesn't have to cause you to look like a fool, number one, lose your friends, number two, lose your trust, number three, and take all your energy and give you hope that makes you sick. Nothing worse than someone getting hope and then getting let down and then feeling sick afterwards. There's not a high risk, as has been said tonight. It's $19.95 to get started. The worst that can happen is after your first 30 days, you realize it wasn't for you, and then you can go ahead and just skip that pizza, because that's what that $19.95 would have gone to anyways. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just go ahead and just tell you that if you've been thinking about joining DS Domination, you've been on the fence about it, my job right now is just to not push you over the fence, but you've heard from people that you love, you've seen what the Dream Team has to offer, and right now the option is yours. My job is not to convince or even try to sell you. I would hate to do that, because I hate selling stuff. I hate it. Dropshipping. That's probably like an oxymoron, because you're like, well, you're selling everything on. Oh, these people don't even see me, and I don't even touch the item, nor drive to the post office. So I'm really not really selling stuff.
Don't talk to them.
Yeah, isn't that, Amy? What do you think about that?
I think it's awesome, and I think that my days and my nights and really my whole life is a lot better now that I'm not dealing with like the whole grind of 100 customers a day, but Amazon is taking care of my customers, which is awesome. I'll just let them do that while I keep collecting the checks.
Well, hey, Mr. Carter, how do you feel about not driving to the post office?
I feel good. I go to sleep, wake up, bam, I got a couple of sales. Go to class, because I'm here at the VA, your story touched me, because I went through the same thing. Bam, get out of class, another one. I can't wait to get all this. I got to process 2 orders, so.
That's amazing. And Carly, here you are. You have a testimony of at one point recently in your life, in your past, you were homeless.
I was, with 2 kids.
Wow, with 2 kids. And here you are, Andrew. You're here in the airport, and it's a turning point in your life, not just an opportunity. I'm sure different areas in your life have been affected by this as well, not just money. And Tommy, same thing with you. You've had previous experience. You have a big following. People trust you. You are successful. And here you are having success, and you're not driving the post office as well. And here I am right now. I'll go ahead. Is my daughter Hadassah. Abigail, get over here. They're in their 20s, so pardon that. Pardon the fact that they're in their 20s. They're getting ready for bed. And my son's playing his Legos, but this is what DS Domination has done for us.
I was just going to say that I'm so glad I don't have to market something and always have to be my best perfect shape.
Yeah, being a product of the product here is just clicking the buttons on your mouse and watching some trainings. But for me, to be able to work from home, I spent 11 years lifting boxes in the freezer in Walmart distribution center, a warehouse, 80-pound boxes of meat for 10 hours a day, and I was pastoring a church. I was evangelizing full-time. I saw these little ones maybe like, how many hours? You tell them.
Like 2 hours a day, maybe, if that.
2 hours a day, and I slept 3 hours a day. So that means I spent 1 hour with them and slept the other 2. No joke. I did that for 5 years. I probably aged myself more than I am. I'm 32. I probably look like I'm 35. I'm home with my kids every day, and this is not some dream or fairy tale I'm painting for you that you cannot achieve. You can achieve. So go ahead and whoever it was that invited you to this hangout, whoever it was that sent you the link, if you saw the link on Facebook, if you saw it on Google, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, whoever it was that referred you, get back to them. Join the Dream Team. You're going to see the private Facebook group. You're going to see this logo everywhere. You're going to see my wife posting up screenshots. You're going to see Amy tearing it up, building a team, Carly building a team, you know, Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Carter, and Andrew tearing it up. So go ahead and get with those that introduced you to this, and this hangout is officially over. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, I love you guys. You guys are cool. God bless you.